A couple of years ago, just like you, I was trying to learn all these power user workflows. Today is your lucky day because I'm going to teach you how to deal with lines, how to juggle with words, and how to do those multi-cursors thingy, if you know what I mean. Anyway, before we start, I need to tell you that I'm using macOS, and when I say command, that should be control on Windows or Linux or other OS. And similarly, when I say option, you should know that I mean alt on other OS. Let's begin with our first power user workflow. First thing first, our current workflow is line iteration. Let's say my cursor is here and I want to go here. I have seen developers press the right key and hold it till they get to the end. That is no way to live your life. You need to use the command or control key. See, when you press and hold command and then press the right key, it jumps the cursor to the end of the line. Similarly, when you press and hold command and press the left key, you're at the start of line. That is pretty cool, ain't it? The next thing you do is how do you go word by word, making your cursor go after each word. Let's say you want to add something here. What I would do here is I would press Alt and then right. See how it is jumping the cursor after each word. And when I'm pressing the left key, it's moving backwards. So let's say I want to say something like Power Pro, and then I go back and then I delete it. Okay, that makes sense? Now, what if you need to select while you are iterating over this line? Well, for that, you can add shift to the mix. For example, press and hold command along with shift, and when I press the left key, all of that line gets selected. And similarly, when I press and hold alt and shift and start moving to the right, I'm selecting each word one by one, and I can go back by the left. That's pretty cool. Now let's move to our second workflow. Our current workflow is how you can delete a line. I've seen people select all the line and then press delete. That is no way to live your life. What you can do instead is your cursor could be anywhere. Let's say in the middle of the line here. All you have to do is press Command Shift and K, and boom, the line is gone. Command Z, and let's delete the first line. Command Shift K. Gone. It's not in your clipboard or anything. You don't have to do cut over the line or anything. Just Command Shift K and it's gone. The next workflow here is how can we duplicate a line? Well, this is a fun one. Maybe you are writing a JavaScript object and you need to duplicate the key value pairs. What you need to do is, you see, your cursor could be anywhere in the middle of the line. All you have to do is press Alt, Shift, and down. Duplicate this line down that line, or you can also duplicate this line above that line. If I press Alt, Shift, and up, the line that gets added is above this line. This next workflow is very simple, but I've seen developers who don't know how easy it is to cut, copy, paste a line in Visual Studio Code. You can have your cursor at any place. You don't need to be at the end of the line or at the start of the line. Your cursor could be placed here, and you would just press Command X and then line will get cut. Or you can press Command C to copy this line, go to another line, and then just press Command V. There you have it. One more thing that I'd see developers doing wrong is they feel the need that they need to move to the start of the line. They are going to paste a line. That is not true. For example, I was here, I pressed Command C. Now I can be here in the first line, and when I press Command V, you see, the first line becomes the second line, and the first line moves down. I don't need to be at the start of a line. So I'm here, press Command V. I'm at the end of the line, press Command V. See? That's simple. Let's see how easy it is to move a line up and down. For that, my cursor is in the third line here. I'm going to press and hold Command and Control. And when I press up, my line, the entire line will go up, 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 and then down, down, down. See? Press and hold Command and Control, and then up and down keys are here to serve you. Sometimes what you need to do is you need to select the next occurrence of a similar word. For example, you see there is this user's word here, and what I need to do is I need to change the first two words, the first two users. So what I'm going to do is my cursor could be anywhere inside or at the end of this user's word, and I'm going to press Command D, and this user word will get selected. And when I press Command D again, the very next iteration of that user's word will get selected. Command D again, and there you have it. And let's change it to something like user. What if you want to select all occurrences of a word? For example, here's this user word. I want to select all of these users' words and change them to something else. For example, customers. Make sure your cursor is around or inside a particular word that you are about to change. Now press Command, Control, and G, and all of those words that are users in this current file will get selected. Now we can change them to, let's say, leads. See how easy is that? Let's learn how to move your selection to the next same word. For example, I have selected this word students, but really what I want is to be able to select the very next students word in the entire file of code. There could be a bunch of code here between this and this. So let's select this students word. Now what I need is to select this one, the second one. Okay. So I have already selected the student word. What I can do is I can press Command K and Command D, and it will select the very next word, students. Similarly, Command K, Command D. Now my selection is here. See? Command K, Command D. That's pretty cool. Now let's talk about one of my favorite workflows, the multi-cursor workflows. We are going to be using the mouse or keypad for this multi-cursor workflow. Let's say you want to change all of these background colors to one single similar color. What you can do is you can press and hold Command and then click wherever you want. See, my cursor is growing in size, and now I can select it and make it white or whatnot. Again, press and hold Command and then click. See, now all these areas are editable. I can also drag a multi-cursor. For that, I need to press and hold Command and Shift. For example, let's say I want 3 cursors, here, here, and here. So let's put our cursor here, press and hold Command and Shift, and now drag this cursor down here. Now I have these 3 cursors. I can do it in a much larger way as well. For example, let's put our cursor here, press and hold Command and Shift, and drag it down to here. See how many cursors we have? 1 cursor for every line from 7 to 20. What if you want to create a multi-cursor with keyboard without even using a mouse or keypad? Well, you can do that very easily. For example, let's again do the same thing here. Change the background colors of all these buttons to white or tomato. I'm going to press and hold Command and Alt, and then I'm going to press the down key. Now I can select them and tomato here. Tomato is a real color. Now I can press Escape to escape out of these multi-cursors. Similarly, I can go up as well. Press and hold Command and Alt and press the up button. There you go. That's pretty cool. And now let's do the multi-cursor selection thing with just keyboard. What I want is 3 cursors here, here, and here. I'm going to use keyboard only to do this. So I pressed Shift and then down, down, down to select these 3 lines. Now I'm going to press Command, Shift, and L. And boom, there are these 3 cursors that we needed. Let me do this again. Shift and down to select these lines. And now Command, Shift, and L. There you go. We have as many cursors as we want. Let's select all of this file with Command A, and Command Shift L will put cursors after every single line. That's pretty cool. So the last one here is how to undo the last cursor. Imagine you wanted to change these colors. You pressed Command and Alt and then down, down, down. And there is this extra cursor that you didn't need. Press Command U and it will undo the last cursor action. Command U, Command U. Similarly, if you were going up, din, 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 Command U, Command U. Command U will just undo the last action of your cursor. It's also true for your mouse and keypad. Click here, select Command and Shift, and then drag it out here. We didn't need this last one. So I'm going to press Command U, and there, it's gone.